Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel for a great day. Today we're at Sonoma Raceway, and in a few short moments, Ford is going to reveal the final variant of the Ford GT. So let's check it out.
How are you doing today?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, my name is Scott Bartlett. I am the Global Sports Car Marketing Manager for Ford Performance, and want to thank you all for taking the time to come out and share this in-person unveiling of the Ford GT Mark IV. So, this car, you might have seen us put out some digital renderings, some information, and some details on the car about a year ago, but this here at Velocity is the first time that we are showing it in the flesh, or in the carbon. Mark IV, this represents the ultimate version of the Ford GT track day version. We have the Mark II over here. Mark IV actually pays tribute to the 67 GT40 Mark IV that won Le Mans in 1967. Very excited to show this to you. We actually have Multimatic development driver Scott Maxwell here on hand, who's going to be driving the car this weekend on track. But before he does that, he's going to give us a little bit of insight. You guys want to take the cover off? Yeah! All right, Scott, let's do it.
Not bad, eh? All right. To put it in context, and there's a lot of racers here, so they can relate. To wrap your head around the performance level of this car, downforce numbers. This car puts out as much downforce as maybe even a bit more than a modern Indy car. So that sort of tells you how much downforce it has. In terms of track performance, and again, we have a lot of racers here that follow it and whatnot. At any racetrack in the World Endurance Championship or IMSA that we go to across North America, the lap times of this car would put you on the front row of a LMP2 grid. What you're looking at is a pure out-and-out race car. So that puts in context the performance level. When you first drive a car, a lot of things hit you hard of what you really like about a car, or what really surprises you about it. I would say the first priority level would be the aerodynamics, the actual downforce. This car puts out numbers in the range of 2,400 foot-pounds of downforce at 150 miles an hour. So that's probably hard to wrap your head around unless you've driven a high downforce car, but let me tell you, it's a lot of downforce. From the outside, obviously the body, you've got the dual plane rear wing, huge splitter at the front. More than anything though, it's what you can't see, which is a very, very large diffuser under the car. Car feels pinned. I think it was Miro Andretti who said when they released the Lotus 79, the car feels like it's painted to the road. The second level of priority I would think that would give you that special feeling when you're driving a supercar like this is the power. We have three modes. Mode 1 is 500 horsepower, and it's the first time I've had 500 horsepower and thought, what's wrong? Why is this car not going anywhere? Because it's got so much stability, it's almost easy. Mode 2 is 700 horsepower, and that's when the car really wakes up. And mode 3 is 800 horsepower, and these are all rough numbers, but at 800 horsepower, it'll start to make you smile quite a bit, and you have to be on top of it at that point. I think the happy place is 700 horsepower. It's quite a thrill. When you're going down a back straight like at Road America or Atlanta, and you're going 300 kilometers an hour at the end of the straight, and the car just feels like it's driving down the highway at 50. The last thing I would say that really strikes you is the brakes. It's a carbon brake racing package. It's probably the first time in years that I've literally gone into braking zones and you start to giggle because it stops so well. It's so aggressive. We're going to do some exhibition laps for a couple of laps. It's going to be a bit difficult because we can't even really warm up the tires beforehand, but you get to see the car live on the track soon. And really, if you have any questions, just approach any of us. Hope you like the car. It's an incredible piece of engineering and design, and look forward to seeing the production cars come out soon. Thank you.
And this is it right here in front of us, the Ford GT Mark IV, the final send-off version of the Ford GT. It has a brand new carbon body all around the vehicle itself, the most amount of downforce yet for a Ford GT, over 2,000 pounds, and lap time wise, they're saying that it can compare against an LMP2 car. So that is absolutely crazy to think about. Look at that rear diffusers. It's all about maximizing aero for this Ford GT and power. It's got 3 different stages of power. One is going to be 500 horsepower. You can start off basic, and then you can go to 700 horsepower. Lastly, you have the 800 plus horsepower configuration that you can use for the maximum performance. It doesn't look like there's a DRS technology. There's only a fixed spoiler on the back. If I can check on top, yeah, it's got fixed aero, which you can adjust depending on your needs for a different racetrack. So altogether, the lap time performance is going to be even significantly faster than the Ford GT Mark II to my left. So this is the first public debut of this GT. The roof scoop is more blended towards the roofline of the GT Mark IV. It's going to be exciting to find out what it's like. You do have the Alcon Racing brakes front and back with the Michelin Racing slicks. Look at those blades on the front hood of the GT Mark IV. I mean, the entire body looks incredible in person. Okay, here we go. They're pushing the Ford GT Mark IV to the track, to pit lane, and then they're going to start up over there and do some debut laps. It looks incredible in person out here. Ford GT Mark IV is in pit lane, ready to go out onto the racetrack. This is a really cool public debut for it here at Velocity Invitational. This is going to be the fastest Ford GT yet and the final send-off version they are creating. So let's hear it run for some laps. Stay tuned for the next episode for our follow-up with the Ford GT Mark IV. I can't wait to see what it's like firsthand to experience it, and I can't wait to share that content with all of you. It's going to be next level in my opinion. The final send-off version of the Ford GT. Basically everything the Multimatic team could throw at it. It sounds crazy, it looks fast out here, and I just think every year we're just seeing more exciting things come out with this partnership between Multimatic and Ford. It's really cool to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I look forward to reading them, and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I'll see all of you in the next episode.